Questions 1 through 10 of the 2000 Grade 7 Gauss Math Contest. The value of 987 plus 113 minus 1,000. So 987 plus 113 minus 1,000. And the first two combine to give 1,100 minus 1,000. And therefore, the final answer is 100. And the answer for number 1 is therefore E. As a decimal, 9 over 10 plus 8 over 100 is. So 9 over 10 plus 8 over 100. So when you convert these to decimals, the first one will become 0.90. And the second one will be 0.08, like that. And when you add these, you'll get 0.98. If you put them on top of one another like this, it might make a little bit more sense to add. First you add this column, that becomes 8, then you add that column, that becomes 9, and of course the zeros add to 0. So the answer to number 2 is B. What integer is closest in value to 7 times 3 over 4? 7 times 3 over 4. So 7 times 3 is 21, all divided by 4. And this would be, in decimal format, 5.25. So what integer is closest to 5.25 of the answer choices? And that would be D. The value of the expression 5 squared minus 4 squared plus 3 squared is 5 squared is 5 times 5, which is 25. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16. And 3 squared is 3 times 3, which is 9. So this looks like 25 minus 16, which is 9, plus 9, and that would be 18. So the answer to number 4 is B. When a number is divided by 7, it gives a quotient of 4 and a remainder of 6. What is the number? So let the number be n. When you divide that number by 7, it gives a quotient of 4 and a remainder of 6, like that. So to get the number, we'd have to multiply through by 7. So it would be 7 times 4 plus the remainder, which is 6, like that. So 7 times 4 is 28, plus 6, and therefore the final answer is 34. N is equal to 34. So 5, the answer is C. In the addition shown, a digit either the same or different can be placed in each of the two boxes. What is the sum of the two missing digits? So let's see. The first column over here on the absolute right is 3 plus 1 plus 8. So that is 12. So because we put the 2 here, we've got to carry the 1. Then the next column, we've got 1 plus 6 plus 9 plus something in the box, and that equals something, but we know that the units digit of that something is 8. So 1 plus 6 plus 9 is 16. So 16 plus something is giving you 8 as the units digit. So obviously this has got to be a 2, and therefore this would be 18. So that is a 2. And then you carry the 1, and therefore 1 plus 8 plus something plus 7 is 21. Now we know the full number. So this looks like 1 plus 8 plus 7 is 16, again. So 16 plus something is equal to 21. So therefore this box is a 5, like that. And what are they asking? What is the sum of the two missing digits? So our missing digits were 5 and 2, so their sum is 7. So the answer here is E. The graph shows the complete scoring summary for the last game played by the 8 players on the Gaussian Guardians intramural basketball team. The total number of points scored by the Gaussian Guardians was. So each of these players, Daniel, Curtis, Sid, Emily, Kaylin, Hyeojeong, Tai, and Winston, are scoring some points, and the number of points is listed here. So we have to add them all up. So it looks like 7, 8, 2, 11, 6, 12, 1, and 7. So if you add up all these, 7 plus 8 plus 2 plus 11 plus 6 plus 12 plus 1 plus 7, the total is 54. And that would be choice A for 7. If half of the number represented by x is 32, what is 2x? So the number is x. If half of this number, so x over 2, is 32, what is 2x? All right, first let's figure out x. So if you cross multiply, this means x is 64. So now we can figure out 2x. 2x would be 2 times 64, which is, of course, 128. So the answer here for 8 is A. In the given diagram, all 12 of the small rectangles are the same size. Your task is to completely shade some of the rectangles until 2/3 of 3/4 of the diagram is shaded. The number of rectangles you need to shade. So you need to shade 2/3 of 3/4. So 2/3 of 3/4. That's how you would figure this out. So you multiply these two and you get, well, the 3's cancel, you get 2 over 4, which is just a half. So you have to shade half of this. So I guess we would shade like that much. And then they're asking the number of rectangles you need to shade. So how many did I shade there? Looks like 6, right? 6 rectangles is how many I shaded. So the answer to number 9 is D. The sum of 3 consecutive integers is 90. What is the largest of the 3 integers? So we'll let our integers be n, n plus 1, and n plus 2, because they are 3 consecutive integers, one after another. And their sum, when you add them all up, is 90. So you just solve for this equation. So it looks like we have 3n plus 3 is equal to 90. So 3n is equal to 87, and therefore n is equal to 29. But don't choose choice B, because they want the largest of the 3 integers. The largest of the 3 integers was n plus 2. So n plus 2 will be 29 plus 2, which is 31. So that's the answer. So 10, the answer is C.